everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Beverly. On my channel I focus on fashion and styling videos. Today is another episode of Fashion Pill where we dissect into fashion, talk about fashion and just all the hot topics in fashion. So today's video is going to be about quiet luxury versus loud luxury. So let's get straight into this video. So today's video is about quiet luxury, which has been such a hot topic as of recent. I think it all started from Succession, Sophie Richie and some lady that went to court recently. She's a famous actress, I forgot her name. Do you know her name? But I don't even know how to pronounce her name, so I'll start her name around here. All that has started this big topic about quiet luxury, and I'm just gonna, add my 2 cents and tell you guys what I think about the whole thing. First question is, what is quiet luxury? Well, quiet luxury is literally just, this is my own definition, is old money versus new money. In my opinion, that's what quiet luxury means. Loud luxury is more new money, and quiet luxury refers to old money. The reason why it's called quiet luxury is because, the name says it all. You can't tell it's a luxury brand, whereas loud luxury you can. So for example, Balenciaga, you can definitely tell that Balenciaga is not a quiet luxury, only because sometimes they have really dramatic prints. The designs are very noticeable. Whether you can afford it or not, you just know it's Balenciaga. Another design that is referred to as a loud luxury, in my opinion, I'm going to put Gucci, especially with their monogram. Very popular, everyone knows what it is. And for quiet luxury, I'm going to give you a random example. So that's Victoria Beckham's clothing brand. It's quiet luxury because someone was on the road and they were wearing it, you would not know it's Victoria Beckham, and it's very simple and very plain. That also falls into quiet luxury. It's about being simple as well, whereas loud luxury is very trendy. Rihanna example is the definition of what I would say someone that tends to wear loud luxury. She's very trendy and she wears items that most of us, even though we can't afford it and we're probably not around that sort of money or tax bracket like most like to say, we know what she's wearing. So the LV bag that she wore when it came out, she wore it, we all knew it was LV. So Succession is, I don't know if everyone's watched it, I'm sure you've heard about it. Succession is, they have 4 seasons. I've watched up to season 3. Season 3 I thought was really dead, but we're not here to talk about Succession, so I'm not surprised that season 4 is coming to an end. So I'm kind of glad. Watching Succession, I always knew it was quiet luxury. You can't tell what the hell they're wearing, you don't know what design it is, and it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to scream I'm rich, but you can't tell what I'm wearing. Kind of vibes, and I think they do it so well in Succession. So their quiet luxury is, like, for example, that plain baseball cap that one of their characters wear, and that's what started the conversation, because everyone was like, what hat is that? He keeps wearing it, and to find out it's like a 400 and something pounds hat. Again, loud luxury also sells hats for around that price, but you would know what brand it is. Balenciaga makes it loud and clear that you're wearing their hat. A lot of other brands always make sure that everyone knows what type of hat you're wearing. Throughout years, quiet luxury has been there, it's not new. Chanel, in my opinion, started off as quiet luxury. It was an item that could only be afforded by the rich, and only certain people had access to it. It started off with the big hats, and obviously there was a waiting list. But now Chanel is not, in my opinion, quiet luxury. It's very, very well known with their clothes, their bags. Of course, still, only the elite can afford that. Let's also put that out there. But I'm sure most people can also afford it. Normal people can also afford it. Now, another interesting thing I'll say about Birkin bags, I believe that used to be a quiet luxury, and would you say it's quiet luxury now? My answer is no. And if you've noticed, because Birkin bags are worn by everyone technically somehow can afford it. It used to be a bag where there was a waiting list for it. Apparently the waiting list still exists, however people are still able to get their hands on it. It's no longer a special bag that only the rich knows. Everyone knows it. If I saw someone wearing it across the road, I'll know it's a Birkin bag. But before, it was in a small circle, only those people that knew about it. Even listening to a song recently, I was listening to Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I realised one of his lyrics was about Birkin bag. Then I was listening to it back then, I didn't know what Birkin bag was. He also spoke about Burberry, and I knew what Burberry was at that time as well. So that's the difference. The big conversation has been circulating around the whole topic about quiet luxury is also whether it is a classism. Yes and no, in my opinion. With the classism, yes, I believe it is classism. It's basically only the elites can afford it. It's supposed to be known in a certain society. It's not supposed to be for the whole public. It's no one supposed to know. If you really think about some of these really quiet luxury shops, they're not really out there. You hardly see them compared to if you go to, well, in London, if I go to Selfridges, Funnels, Harvey Nicholas, there's always going to be a Gucci, Chanel, Burberry. All of those little substance shops are always in there, but I never hardly see any quiet luxury brands in these shops because they're very hidden, and I guess, like I said, it's not supposed to be known and it's not supposed to be for everyone. Quiet luxury focuses more on extremely well quality, and this goes back to that silly conversation where you see where, you know, they always have this picture of the owner of Facebook and a rapper and say this is how, you know, they spend their money. The rapper's all blinged out, whereas the Facebook owner, Mark Zuckerberg, may be wearing a plain t-shirt, a white tee and jeans, and they're like, oh, he spent £2 on his t-shirt. I always thought that conversation was very stupid. I mean, obviously he did not spend £2 on his t-shirt. It is extremely expensive, and most of these t-shirts or shirts are especially made for these famous people. It's not a t-shirt that is supposed to be available for the whole world to go and buy. So that's another thing to consider. Just because we don't know what label someone's wearing doesn't necessarily mean it's cheap. They also use the Apple guy, the Apple owner, as also a way to say quiet luxury, just describe like he's very minimalism, and that's what quiet luxury always means. It's just, you're supposed to look at it but you don't know what they're wearing. I guess that's a whole persona for them as well, and I guess it's exciting that no one knows what you're wearing compared to everyone knowing what you're wearing. So back to my question, is it classism? I think it is, only because, like I said, I think only a certain people can afford it, only a certain people know about it, and if you know, you know. You don't know, you don't know. You're just gonna have to keep on moving. You can't really research it. Some of the time, all you're gonna type in a white t-shirt. You're not going to find out what white t-shirt he's wearing, whether he spent £1,000 on this plain white t-shirt or whether he really just bought it from Target. You're just not going to know. So that is what it means. So yes, I would say it's classism. It's an outfit that a commoner cannot afford, and they don't want the commoner to afford it. It is classism because the elite can afford it. It's classism because it's only available to them, not to the normal person. So the next question is it really an aesthetic? You know, we're all guilty of this. I think I could probably say myself that I have probably been guilty of trying to have a clean look sometimes, trying to make sure I do look so-called quote-unquote expensive or like not cheap. I really don't think anyone should walk around looking cheap. However, it does all fall into that whole quiet luxury aesthetic because you want to look like you know, your clothes are not that cheap. I have done a video where I spoke about how to elevate your look. Gold earrings can make your outfit look more expensive than it is. Well, now we have the silver earrings. This type of silver, which is not too shiny, again gives you that kind of like expensive look as well. And it can be your aesthetic, it really can be your aesthetic, but I do find it a bit worrying when your aesthetic is to look like a rich white lady. I do find that quite weird when that is normally your aesthetic. Of course, we all have our own personal sense or style, and some people do like plain styles. Even on the high street, there are kind of like stores that I would definitely classify as leaning towards the quiet luxury. So that's like COS. Their quality is really good. COS is also part of H&M, but it's very simple. If someone wears it, you just don't know where it's from. I can see someone wearing something and I'm like, I know that's from Zara. I haven't seen it in Zara's shop, I just know it's from Zara because there's something about it. Because it's so simple, quality is so good that you just can't tell where it's from. Most people like that look. Another one is Chloe. Chloe is not on the high street, I understand that, but again, sometimes the brand leaning towards the quiet luxury. Very simple, no labels, no one will know where it's coming from. So all of that, I think we all sometimes try to incorporate into our fashion, and that's fine. You know, you're inspired by things that you see, you may be inspired by celebrities. Again, that is totally fine. I just think it is a problem when you're trying in your head to look like a rich person. I think that's where the problem is. So for me, it is an aesthetic because that's your look, that's what you want to look like. So if you're Richie, when she was dating one of the Kardashians, baby dad, she kind of switched to look like them, and now that she's in a new relationship, or she just got married recently, and then she switched her fashion to suit what is around. Her whole quiet luxury thing, which kind of brought up the whole topic, is weird to me. I don't know. If you look at the Hiltons, perfect example of old money, you know, but I think they don't necessarily try. Well, Paris Hilton is completely different from her sister. I think her sister mainly kind of does try to have that whole quiet luxury look, whereas Paris is, she just wears whatever she wants. She does not care if we know what she's wearing. Where's your authentic self? That's what I think the question is about this whole what you're trying to look like. Another perfect example of what we classify as quiet luxury is if you look at the royal family in the UK. The royal family's whole aesthetic have always been quiet luxury. I think that is them. you cannot take that away from them. If they came out drippy, you'll be like confused. It'll just seem so abnormal. And I also secretly think that that's why Megan couldn't fit in there, because she just couldn't be her true self. She had dressed a certain way. Britain Queen had a bag that looked really plain. She had it in different colours. No one knew what this bag was called, but it was just in different colours. But when you find out the price, I was like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Do you know what I mean? Even Kate from the royal family, she sometimes does wear the high street stuff. She does not always spend money on extremely expensive clothes, but when she does wear stuff from like Zara, Warehouse, she makes sure it kind of falls into that quiet luxury category. You don't know where the item is from. Whatever she wears, kind of, I mean, if you do your research, you get to know where it's from, but she always does that as well. And I think Megan tries to incorporate that into her look, but when it came to the fancier events, I think that's where she draws more to loud luxury, where she wears clothes that we know. I remember she wore the Gucci bag. We knew exactly what it was. However, Kate has worn a few bags that is like, oh, I don't know what that is. So just to conclude this video, is quiet luxury really a topic that we should be having? I think no. I think it's been there for decades. I don't think it's new. I don't know why we're all acting as if it's new. I don't know if it's because of secession. I'm going to blame secession. Because they're so rich, they're supposed to look like a certain way in those people's heads, and because they don't look like that, people have started questioning it. But I don't think quiet luxury is a topic that we should be having. It's been there for decades and it's going to continue being there. There are brands that cater to loud luxury, and I don't see what the problem is. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, I don't like a lot of monogram items in general. I just don't like it. I feel like they become outdated very quickly. It's nothing to do with quiet luxury. I just feel like it becomes so outdated quickly when prints are shown on the bag, especially with bags. If I'm buying a bag and you have all the Gucci prints or whatever, I kind of tend to double think about that, because I feel like it'll get out of fashion quickly. I don't mind bags that just have their logo there. Like Prada is a very, I feel like I can put Prada down in a quiet luxury. Their logo is always on their bag, don't get me wrong, but again, I don't think it gets outdated because they're very, very, very simple, so you can wear it for a few times. Gucci, for example, I feel like their bags just come and go. You know, 1 minute it's popping, the next minute it isn't. Balenciaga, it's the same thing. You know, they have their bags, the Y2K bags. Again, I think they're just popular items and they're not iconic items that can stay for a very long time. Chanel is really hanging on to their reputation. They're trying so hard to hang on to their reputation, and they think by increasing their bags it becomes a quiet luxury. From what I've heard, the quality is bad, so I don't know if they're again forced into quiet luxury. But I think everyone should be who they want to be. Wear whatever you want. If you do fit into the quiet luxury category, hey, be you. If you fit into the loud luxury category, then wear whatever you want, loud and proud. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's one thing I don't like. I don't like the whole argument between quiet luxury and loud luxury. I think it's trying to say that people that like loud luxury are more, I think they're kind of trying to make that more of like the normal people or commoners, whereas people that like quiet luxury are very, very superior. They're very important people, VIP people, they're the elite, and that's the competition I don't like, or the battle that they're trying to have. Everyone's covering this topic, magazines, everyone. Have a read. I'll link some articles below. Let me know what you think about this whole topic. What do you think is worth conversation? And let me know if you enjoyed this video, and if you have your own opinions, then make sure you comment below. Once again, everyone, thank you very much for watching my video, and see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a nice comment below, and let me know what type of videos you like, and see you soon on the next episode of Fashion Peel. Bye.